What's up, I'm Nelly. This week I'm doing a throwback of older songs that I've written. Today's song is the sea shanty that I wrote during Hurricane Fiona while I was out in PEI in my van, having not known that a hurricane was coming. I think it was Nathan Evans at the time that did the Wellerman sea shanty, and it was going viral on TikTok, and so I was really into sea shanties at the time, and so that is how this was born. Well, I'd been on the island for not but a day or two. I heard a hurricane was coming, so I bought me a rain suit. The local said that's fine and all, but let me tell to you the secret of the islanders and how we make it through. Go on and get your storm chips, go on and get your beers. There's a wicked storm of brewing, boys, they're saying she'll be fierce. She said to smoke the Maritimes, but we have not to fear, for by the time Fiona hits us, we'll be liquored to our ears. I leaned in closer as she spoke, I wanted to learn more, and she said when we're through here we'll head straight to the liquor store. Call up your mates and tell them that you'll see them when it's over. If the beast should take us out, we'll surely not be going sober. Go on and get your storm chips, go on and get your beers. There's a wicked storm of brewing, boys, they're saying she'll be fierce. She said to smoke the Maritimes, but we have not to fear, for by the time Fiona hits us, we'll be liquored to our ears. The wind, it blew so fearsome, unlike anything I'd seen. She shook the walls and ceilings and she took down every tree. One hand on the bottle brings a mind a little peace, 'cause truth be told, well, if she wants your soul, she'll take it easily. Go on and get your storm chips, go on and get your beers. There's a wicked storm of brewing, boys, they're saying she'll be fierce. She said to smoke the Maritimes, but we have not to fear, for by the time Fiona hits us, we'll be liquored to our ears. So just a little bit of backstory. Essentially, I was headed out east after my 2-month road trip out west. I don't listen to the news or the radio or anything like that. I had no idea that there was a hurricane coming until I was already across the bridge in PEI, and somebody said, "Hey, did you know there's a hurricane coming?" Because I had mentioned that I was traveling in my van. They were like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? You know, the hurricane's coming." And I was like, "Pardon me?" I really did go and buy a rain suit because I was like, heck, if I'm gonna let this ruin my adventure. I had no idea how bad it was going to be. I ended up getting a cabin just to ride out the main part of the storm. I'll never forget, the lady rented me the cabin for like half off, and then she said, "If you need anything, call 911. Huh? And she said, "Yeah, we're not going to be here. We're going to take shelter." And I was like, but it was fine. I survived. I did not sleep the entire night of the main event. I took all of my hoodies and my guitar and I went into the bathroom and I slept in the bathtub. Then I left right after the hurricane because there was so much going on. So many people were without resources, and I just thought it was unfair of me to stay as another person that would need like fuel, and there was no hydro, and it was bad. I was in tears as I was leaving PEI once they finally opened the bridge, and I basically went right home after that. I did go out east the following year, and it was beautiful, and I 10 out of 10 would recommend, but there was still a lot of damage, and I remember having a very emotional moment when I went out and drove past like where I had stayed and like relived it. We survived. That was super silly on my part. Now I check the weather religiously everywhere I go. Anyways, I will see you on the next one.